All right, everyone. So Rhea Ripley is scheduled to kick off Monday Night Raw. We've seen Rhea Ripley. It's not like we haven't seen her since she was screwed. She did come out and beat the crap out of this new look Judgment Day, but we haven't really heard from her, right? So we've seen the anger, we've seen all of that, but we haven't necessarily gotten a promo. And one thing to keep your eyes on here is that we don't know in which way WWE is going. So they've kind of pitched this her and Jey Uso, kind of coming together, a connection there. Obviously, they've pitched the Damian Priest and her connection remaining, even though the rest of the Judgment Day has turned on them. So are they going to continue down those storylines? I'm not entirely sure. I think they would be cool. How Uso fits into it, I don't know. That's still a really confusing part. Maybe they're just trying to get him involved in bigger storylines. That could be it. But other than that, I don't really know how he fits in. But we have been doing videos for like 3-4 weeks on this. Really since this stuff started, this Liv Morgan stuff began. We made the point that WWE is going to blow up the Judgment Day, and they were clearly making Ripley and Priest baby faces, and everybody else was going to be a heel. You can't have a heel faction with a baby face at the top, right? That just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now you can have like the Undertaker, right? When the Undertaker was with the Ministry of Darkness, remember he was technically a heel, but he's just kind of like nobody really knew how to describe him. He was the fans loved him, but he also wasn't a baby face. The corporate ministry, he became more of a heel than anything. But you couldn't have Rhea Ripley, who was very clearly a babyface, and Liv Morgan was very clearly a heel. You couldn't have that, and it just didn't work out. And now, of course, you see, right? Now, of course, you see the difference. You see that she's out now, and now the Judgment Day is from top to bottom a heel faction. Carlito is in there for comic relief, and he certainly is a funny character that I think fans like, but he's not one that's changing the dynamic of the faction. And I think they decided, look, Damian Priest, they could have went the other way. They could have made him become a heel as well and just, kind of stay where he was. But they decided, you know what, we're going to build him up as a babyface and kind of have these two factions fighting each other. The question here, and this is a big one, is can they build the Judgment Day now without Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest? Can they build them to actually be a comparable, fighting force to Rhea Ripley, Damian Pierce, and Jey Uso? That's going to be the interesting part, and it's not that obviously Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley are on the same level, right? And you add in Dominic Mysterio, that aspect to it, that's a big deal. And you add in the numbers they have, and that's a big deal. But Finn Balor at this point, they need to continue to get him back to to a point where you're like, okay, this guy is really going to be a big threat to Damian Priest. Not just him screwing him. I want to see them continue to build up Finn Balor and build up JD McDonough and build up these guys so that you really feel like, holy crap, this isn't like, okay, every time Rhea and Damian Priest come out, it's just going to be a beatdown, and every time the other side wins, it's because they're getting screwed. Make this Judgment Day actually be a faction that people are like, holy crap, they're going to kick some butt, right? So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next.